round, which we call
Right.
funky round, as we discussed. Here you have to be really quick,
Oh,
you have to be on fire, and you have to be a little brief. So yeah.
certainly.
Done?
Asking me to be brief is difficult, but I
know
will try.
that. Okay, so let's rewind history. What do you think? Which popular social media platform would Mahatma Gandhi use to spread his message of non-violence and freedom?
Twitter, or X as it is known now.
Yeah, sadly. Quick, describe the feeling of patriotism using only emojis.
It's the salute emoji.
It's a salute emoji. And I think also there should be, a happy emoji.
Of course.
They were all fighting with the smiles on their face, not you? Okay, there's a rapid fire round now. What does freedom mean to you in one word?
It means the responsibility to keep it going.
Favorite patriotic song? For drummers, Bob sing amazingly well. So
Okay.
just one line, 2 lines from the favorite patriotic song.
ऐ मेरे वतन की लोगो जरा आँख में भर लो पानी जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी.
Beautiful. If you could time travel to witness any moment in history, though it can be anything, what would it be?
It would be the 1857 revolt.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of junoon, there was a lot of fire. Because the later freedom movements also had a lot of passion, but the raw emotion was there far more in 1857, where a lot of people knew that they would lose, but they still went on to fight a heroic battle.
That was the most beautiful moment that you want to.
I think so, yes.
And what's your ultimate Independence Day celebration, tradition, if there is any?
Well, it's the flag hoisting and singing our national anthem, other patriotic songs, and it's the community getting together. You see, Independence Day for me is not an individual event, it is a collective event. So every community, every neighborhood should get together and celebrate it.
Classic. If you could have a conversation with any historical freedom fighter or someone from the history of that time, who would it be, and what would you talk?
It would be, I'm Bengali, so I think I'm biased, and it would be with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And I would try to understand from him things that I don't agree with as far as he is concerned, basically relating to his alignment with with Germany and Japan and building up the movement, which was pure and raw patriotism. But I'd like to understand from his perspective and at that moment of history how he thought it would help us get to our greater objectives.
Indeed. Also, what's the most creative way you have seen someone in the new era or the prior era express the love for the nation?
I think the love for our nation actually comes across in the best manner from our sports people. So Neeraj Chopra won the javelin gold, and his celebration was not the celebration of an individual. His celebration was for the nation and what he could do in track and field events for our country, transforming the way a generation will look at track and field events. So I think that for me that moment was beautiful.
Uniting everyone to a moment where there is a collective happiness, collective
Absolutely.
joy, collective proud.
And inspiration that yes, we can do it.
Okay, what if you could add a new element to the country's flag? If you get the choice, of you get the ability to make this decision, what it would be? One element to the national flag.
That's a very difficult question. If I was to add one element to our nation's flag, it would be something that relates to what we have done in terms of our technological progress. So what exact icon, you see, I am not artistically gifted, so I'm not a visualizer, but it would be something to do with our space research, with our nuclear
the advancements and the innovations that we have given to the world.
Exactly, that is what it would be. So the Ashok Chakra represents the past, and this will represent the current and the future.
Beautiful. And any favorite quote about liberty?
The price of democracy is eternal vigilance.
If you can just elaborate a bit more to the audience.
So I believe that when we attain freedom is like fitness. You can get to a stage where you are very, very fit and you are very shapely. But once you get there, you need to work even harder to ensure that each of the elements that got you there are maintained. So therefore, in fitness, you look at the vigilance in terms of your exercise routine, your food routine, your sleep routine, your mental health routine. Similarly, in democracy, we have to look at each of the pillars of democracy, how we are making it stronger, which means an executive that is independent of the legislature, the political class, a judiciary that has its own mind and defends the constitution, a press, which does not get biased towards one particular group of people, and community institutions which have a voice, because they actually go deep into the ground and they can bring the voice of the people in front of the nation.
Beautiful. Also, would you rather have the power to end the poverty or ensure the world peace? If you have to choose one.
I would definitely end poverty, because if we end poverty, the reason for conflict will disappear. And that will, I think, lead to world peace.
Cannot agree more. Like, just a big example, every time you see some street fight happening between two people, I don't know why there are 100 people around. Like, I don't know, kuch kaam nahi hai kya? I don't know, I don't understand why this happened. So, of course, I can't agree more to this.
That's a part of the entertainment, actually.
Yeah.
And they egg people on fight with each other.
Exactly. Imagine you are designing a new currency note for your country. What symbol of freedom would you include?
Another difficult question. What symbol of freedom I would include is a representation of the diversity of our nation, and how we have. So when we attained independence, it was said in the Western media that India will not survive because it is far too diverse in terms of our ethnicity, in terms of our looks, in terms of our food habits, religion, language, everything is different. And how we leverage that diversity to make it our strength is something that the world needs to learn from, and that is what I would put on my currency note.
Like, what I can visualize is like a kind of an NFT token. Remember, there's a news that token has, is going to cost like